103 maybe.
103 maybe, but only 61, including me, present here. So that means 60 of you are present here. So you know the attendance is important. If not attend, you will not attend properly in time in class, then you may not get the attendance and you will be in difficult situation. So please discuss among yourself. Do you have any group anywhere this class?
Yes, sir.
In which website or which platform?
Website.
So in Messenger and also in WhatsApp.
Okay, so discuss among yourself. Your participant list, that means your attendance. Okay, if someone does not appear in class, then later on he or she uh, will not be allowed. MD Nahiduzzaman.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you couldn't modify your name in participant list.
So participant list means
Participant list means
I put my name on chat box.
no, I am not asking the chat box. In the participant list, you can see in the Zoom there is a in the below there is a one icon, that is participants. Okay, if you click there, you can find the participant list in the top right corner, and in the top right corner your name will come up if you scroll. And then please, if you want to modify, you can modify from there as well. You understood, Nahiduzzaman?
So I modify my name.
Yes, in participant list your name is showing as Nahiduzzaman, MD Nahiduzzaman. Okay, but I am asking to write down with roll number.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so like the few other participants, Mutasim, then Sadman, and maybe only few. Yes, most of, actually all of you has done this one. Just two or three still left. So whenever you join in class, join with your roll number. Then we can understand that you are a student in this class. Okay, otherwise it will be difficult for us to
Yes, sir.
trace.
Sir, I don't know my roll number yet, sir.
You don't know, Sadman, you said?
Sir, yes, sir.
Okay, why you don't know? All of your friends has got roll number.
Sir, actually, sir, I did not give any admission exam, sir. Sir, I was at BMS, sir.
Understood. So you are a special case. Okay. So then please, if you have the admission, you don't have admission roll number, you don't have the MIST roll number as well, right?
Sir, yes, sir.
Okay. So have you contacted with G2 in CSE department?
I did, sir. I need to talk again, sir.
Okay, please talk again. Please knock in the coordination group. Okay, I hope you can get your roll number very soon. Mutasim.
Yes.
Mutasim Manjur.
Sir.
Yes. Are you here?
Sir, do I need to put my name in the chat box?
Not in chat box. I am asking in the participant list. Because
there is
you.
No need.
Yes.
There is no need to put my name in the chat box with roll number.
I am not saying that there is no need. In the chat box, if you write in chat box, that will be that will be adjusted as your attendance in the class. But in the participant list, if you find your name, you can find that your name does not have any roll number. Have you
Okay, sir.
understood?
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So both is important. In the participant list, you should write with the roll number, and in chat box, you will write your name, or actually your roll number is important there. So your roll number, if you written, then we can take that one as your attendance. Okay.
Okay, sir. Understood.
Okay. So let's start our class today. Last week, not actually last week, yesterday maybe, right? Yesterday was the last class. We have completed some part of the first chapter. You can see the screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we have completed until here, Rutherford atomic model, right? Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So there were three postulates or hypotheses Rutherford given in his atomic model. Okay, so among the three hypotheses or postulates, he gave some of the postulates which is actually contradictory of the later invention. That's why the limitations came. That time, during the Rutherford time, there was no discussion on that one. It was actually accepted as atomic model. Okay, but later on, due to the new invention, the limitations come up from the Rutherford atomic model, and the limitations is like this. Newton's law of motion and gravitation can only be applied to neutral bodies. He actually gave a solar system model, right? Where
Yes, sir.
he said that the electron will move like the planet, right? Planet moving around the sun. Electron will move around the nucleus like this way, but planet and the electron has some differences. Electron is negatively charged, right? So this charged particle will have different motion and gravitation, unlike the planet. This is the first limitation. Okay. Second one is charged body. If charged body rotate in the orbit around the nucleus, then the charged body may lose continuously some kinetic energy due to the motion. Okay, and gradually electron may fall into the nucleus, right? This can happen. This is also one of the drawback of Rutherford atomic model. One of the limitations or one of the drawback of Rutherford model. And lastly, we also can say that this energy radiation, if the electron moves around the nucleus, if the electron releases some energy, according to Rutherford atomic model, the release of energy will be continuous. But later on, it was discovered that the released energy is not continuous, rather it is discontinuous. Okay, so this is also found as limitations of Rutherford atomic model. Is it clear? Is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we have already completed this part. If you take a look on that one, components of atom, atomic number, mass number, right? Isotopes, isobar, isotone, discovery of electrons, right? Thomson's atomic model, Rutherford's Goldfall experiment, scattering of alpha ray, and ideas of nucleus, right? Rutherford atomic model and limitations of Rutherford's atomic model. Okay, so we'll if you have any question regarding these slides. If you don't have, then we will go to another slide. That is another topic in your syllabus, that is concept of atomic structure. Okay, let me ask you another thing. Have the section, that means departmental section, is done?
No, sir, not yet.
Not yet. What is the answer from your department? Why they are delaying? You don't know, right?
No, sir, we don't know.
Okay, have you got any exam schedule? For example, city or any other example?
No, sir.
Exam
No, sir.
No, sir.
in the coordination group, you didn't get any information regarding
No, sir.
exams? Okay,
No,
I
sir.
hope you should visit the coordination group because you don't have the contact person or any CR. So it is better to visit by yourself whenever you can find your time or the opportunity. Visit the coordination group, then you may find the informations. The exam is starting from other departments from next week only. Have you understood? So if your Google Classroom is not, if your section is not fixed, if your Google Classroom is not open, if your Google Classroom, if you don't get the this materials, then it will be difficult for you to sit for city exams in time. Have you understood my point? So many things are lacking from this group because you are not attending, all of you. The attending person today, you are maybe attending regularly, but many of your friends are not attending regularly. So they may face difficulties. They may not be sit for exam. They may not be allowed to sit for exam in final exam, right? And also if the city's exam is gone, then they may lose the marks also. This is one thing. Another thing, you are not divided in sections, so it will be difficult for us also to give you in the Google Classroom, because with the Google Classroom we'll take the city. So when your section is done, we'll give the all the name. You will join according to the sections, and according to the sections the exam will be also done. But your department has maybe the different thought about this one, so discuss with them. Then we can open at least one Google Classroom and then give the materials to you. Okay, I will also discuss about this matter hopefully to your department G2. And you are already joined with Professor Jabbar's Google Classroom, right?
Yes, sir.
Have you got any materials from him?
Class PDF, sir.
Right, you got, right? Any materials you got?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if we I will ask him to connect me also with his Google Classroom, and then we can continue sharing some of the materials. Okay, thank you. So next topic from this same chapter, this is chapter name is atomic structure, okay, or structure of atom, or concept of atomic structure. The chapter name is concept of atomic structure. First topic was basic concepts of atoms. and second topic is different atom models. We already discussed Rutherford atomic model, right? We also discussed the Thomson's atomic model, right? We already discussed two of the atomic model. So from
Yes,
this
sir.
topic, we already discussed Thomson's atomic model as well as Rutherford atomic model. So rest is there is Bohr atomic model. Before Bohr atomic model, Planck has given a concept that actually somebody please mute your microphone. Okay. Planck's radiation, theory of Planck's radiation. He has given one of the concept, and from with that concept, Rutherford came up with modified atomic model later on. What was the concept? In the Planck theory of radiation, he said that energy is radiated or absorbed by a body discontinuously in a definite fundamental unit of integral multiple of fundamental unit. Okay, so definite fundamental unit or a integral multiple of fundamental unit. Okay, so in the Rutherford atomic model, what are the differences between these two concepts? Planck's theory of radiation and Rutherford atomic model. What is the differences between these two?
Sir, it's discontinuously, but in Rutherford model, he told that continuously.
Right, very good. So if this type of explanatory type of question come, I hope you can answer, right? So in the Rutherford, it was a continuous energy release, right? Energy absorbed or energy radiation. But in Planck theory of radiation, he said that it will be discontinuous and it will be in different unit, fundamental unit. Not always. If it is reached some of the parameter, only then it will be radiated or only then it will be absorbed. Understood? So that unit he named as quanta or quantum. Okay, so he said that energy release will be proportional to nu. This is nu is frequency, and that can be written as h dot n. Okay, unit of energy, Planck's constant, and frequency of radiation. With this theory, Rutherford, actually Bohr, scientist Bohr, come up with his postulate in Bohr atomic model. Okay, so Bohr theory or Bohr atomic model consists of following postulates. Postulates of energy level. This is one postulates. That is, an atom has a number of stable orbit in which an electron can revolve without radiation of energy. Okay, these energy orbit are referred to as energy levels. An atom has a number of stable orbit in which an electron can revolve without radiation of energy. Can you relate these lines with the Planck's theory of radiation? Anyone? Planck's theory of radiation is said that the radiation will be happening in fundamental units. That means in a completely different units and certain units. Okay, until unless it reaches to that unit, the radiation will not be happen. That means normally radiation will not be happen. Okay, uh, when it gains a certain amount of energy, only then it may jump to different level, and then a radiation may happen. Have you understood? So in the circulation around the nucleus, any electron will not radiate any energy. This is first postulate of energy level by Bohr, scientist Bohr. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it will be circulated with this momentum MVR, and the total momentum will be counted as integral multiple of n h by 2 pi. Okay, this is an just equation how you calculate the momentum of an electron in the circulation. And postulates of frequency of radiation. If the frequency you counted, then you can find that the electron can jump from an orbit to another. An atom radiates energy as light only when an electron passes from higher energy level to another lower energy, giving definite spectral line in emission spectra. Okay, so it is actually different thing to the circulation of electron, right? This is different thing. That means a electron should get sufficient energy to release its energy or to radiate it. Okay, and that will be called as emission spectra. The jump of an electron from a lower energy level to that higher energy level is manifested by absorption of many energy, giving dark lines. So jump can be happen from lower energy level to higher energy level, higher energy level to lower energy level, and then quantity of energy radiates or absorbed is equal to the differences between the energies that atom possess before and after the electron changed orbits. The whatever energy the electron will gain, that energy, only that energy will be released as radiation when it will come down to lower energy level. So that will be equal. That means gain of energy and radiated of energy, or absorbed energy and radiated energy, will be equal to each other. Have you understood? Any question? No question? Okay. Third, this postulate is goes on. Just give me a second. Sorry for the interruption. Okay, the last topic of this radiation is the total energy, the equal energy. First one, if you count as E1, and second one, if you count as E2, then that the quantity of energy radiated or absorbed is equal to the difference between the energies of atom possessed before and after the electron changed. Okay, E1 and E2 are the energies of the electron in the initial and final level of respectively. The electron got the some energy, that will be E2, and electron release the energy, that will be E1. So it will be, differences will be the radiated energy, that means H nu. Is it clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And then then how many postulates is given by Bohr? Postulates of energy level. This is one postulate. It has two section. One has two section. One is A and B, right? And then another postulates is postulates of frequency of radiation. So these postulates is given by Bohr in his atomic model. With his postulates and all the things, we also can calculate the radius of any orbit. Radius of any orbit of electron of any orbit. Okay, so if we try to calculate this radius, then the charge, the electronic force of attraction between nucleus with charge Z dot E is given by this one. Okay, this is electronic force of attraction, and the attraction counterbalanced by centrifugal force is mv square by r, this one. Now electronic force of attraction. What is electronic force of attraction? You are actually calculating the radius of any orbit now, isn't it? You are calculating the radius of any orbit. Okay, radius is r. For any electron, if it is circulating with an orbit, the electronic force of attraction will be Z dot E square by R square. This is electronic force of attraction, and the counterbalanced centrifugal force will be mv square by r. Okay, these two, and these two will actually keep stable the electron on the orbit. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
So these two, electronic force of attraction and this centrifugal force, it will be similar or same. So we can write mv square by r equals to Z square by r square. Okay, so from here we can get v square equals to Z dot E square by mr square. Have you studied this equation in HSC?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you already known this equation and you derived the equation also, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's good. So if you put this value number 1 from the another side, we can also say from the Bohr postulate, we can say that mv square mvr equals to nh by 2 pi, right? From the postulate 1. So from here we can get v equals to this one, or if we just give square to both sides, it will be v square equals to n square h square by 4 pi square m square r square, right? This one.
But do you need to derive the equation, sir?
Yes, you have to derive the equation. Have you studied derivation in HSC also?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you have to derive the equation. The question may come as derive the equation for the radius. Derive the equation for the radius of any orbit. Okay, radius of orbit for an electron in hydrogen, something like this. So you have to derive. When the word derive will be there, you have to derive the equation. So combining this equation 2 and equation 1, we get this one equals to this one, because this one v square equals to this, and this one also v square equals to this. So we can write this one to this one, and r, from here r you will get like this. Okay, so this can be the equation for calculation of radius, right? Calculation of radius of any orbit. If it is mentioned at hydrogen atom, so you can give the equation for hydrogen, because hydrogen has only one orbit, right? And that time z equals to 1. So then what will be the equation? Can you tell? What will be the here equation? R equals to n square h square 4 pi square m e square, right? There will be no z, because for hydrogen z equals to 1. In hydrogen only one electron, and it has only one orbit. So when n equals to 1, hydrogen will be z equals to 1. That time the equation will be r equals to n square h square by 4 pi square m square e square. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now calculation of total energy of an electron. Previous one was calculation of radius, right? By
Yes,
Bohr
sir.
atomic model of any orbit, and this is calculation of total energy by Bohr atomic model. The total kinetic energy P equals to minus z e square by r, and total potential energy will be this one actually, and total kinetic energy will be mv square by 2, right? mv square by 2, or half mv square. You know that the total energy will be counted as the kinetic energy and potential energy, and then you can write E equals to mv square by 2 minus z e square by r, because this one, and then it will be continued. Just simple calculation. Okay, simple calculation. This one from the previous equation, mv square by r equals to z e square by r square. From where you got this one? Can you remember? From where you got this one? It is actually from the Bohr model, because the electrostatic force will be counterbalanced by another force. So these two will be equal to each other. That is actually from the Bohr model. Okay, so this one was also used in the previous equation. This one, right? Electronic force will be counterbalanced by centrifugal force, this one. So we are using the similar thing here. So if it is same, then we can write equals to this one, equals to we are replacing this one like this way, and then we can come up with this one. And if E equals to this one, then we can write substituting the value of r from where you get the r value of r from the previous equation. This equation you get the value of r. Okay, you get the value of r here. So you use the value of r here in this this position, and then you get the equation total energy E equals to this one. Total energy of an electron will be minus 2 pi square z square E4 m divided by n square h square. Okay, so these two are derivation, very simple derivation, right?
Sir, y equal to z square by twice, sir.
In
the line y is written therefore equal to z square divided by twice, sir. How did it come, sir?
Twice r here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
E equals to z square by r, z square by r square, it will be, right? Let me see. This, if you just multiply this one, if you just subtract this two, how it will be? E square equals to mv square by 2 minus z square by r. Yeah, here z square by 2r. Let me see. mv square by 2r, mv square by 2, mv square by r. Here, if mv square equals to z e square by r square, then here e equals to mv square by 2. If you replace this one with this one, then you get this one. And discuss also in our next class also, okay? Or you can we can discuss also in other way. So this is total energy, okay? Last one is limitations of Bohr atomic model. Can you can anyone tell me what is the time now?
It's
So 11:43.
Sir,
43.
11:43.
Okay, so this will be the last topic for today. Okay, limitations of Bohr atomic model. Bohr theory was eminently successful in explaining the spectrum of hydrogen, but failed to predict the energy state of more complicated atom. This is one of the failure of Bohr atomic model. You can say failure or limitations of Bohr atomic model or drawbacks of Bohr atomic model. Okay. Another one is Bohr presented somewhat pictorial representation of fact. Of the fact is far from the exact physical reality. Periodic motion around the central body usually follows the elliptic path. Do you know what is elliptic? What is elliptic path? Rather than a circular path, right? Which has been assumed in the case of Bohr theory. So in the Bohr theory, he assumed that the electron will move around the nucleus in a circular orbit. Okay, but basically later on it was found that it is elliptic path, kind of Dimbakriti, we can say. Okay, So if electron follows the elliptic path, the velocity along the path does not remain constant. Okay, because due to the shape of the path, due difference of the shape of the path, it's not circular one. Rather, it is kind of elliptic. That means Dimbakriti. Okay. Then, according to Heisenberg, both position and momentum of an electron in an atom cannot be fixed simultaneously. But in the Bohr model itself, if you find that momentum, he said that momentum and position will be counted at the same time. Okay, but according to Heisenberg, later on it was actually discovered that position and momentum cannot be calculated at the same time, or cannot be fixed at the same time. So it is also limitations of Bohr model. High resolving power spectroscopy shows it should be multiple lines in the atomic spectra, and multiplicity of lines has been explained by Bohr theory. Okay, has not been. This is also actually the mistake. This will be multiple and it will be has not been explained by Bohr theory. It cannot be actually explained by Bohr theory that multiple spectra. Later on found that there is multiple spectra from any atom. It was not explained by Bohr theory. That is also drawback. Okay, and then there is another drawback, that is mass of electron moving with great speed v is not same as the mass at rest, that means m naught. Bohr, when he calculated his momentum and other thing, he actually calculated the mass of electron in rest. Have you understood? But the moving electron will have different mass due to its movement, due to its velocity. Okay, there is also drawback of Bohr model. Question. Any question, please? You understood all, right?
No, sir, no question.
No question, you all understood all. That's good. So we have completed two topics. One is the concept of atomic structure, first one. As it's not concept, just basics of atomic structure. That is electron, proton, neutron, atomic number, mass number, right? Isotopes, isoton, isobar. And later on, we have completed the few of the atomic models. For example, Thomson's atomic model, Rutherford atomic model, and Bohr atomic model, right? So we have completed these two, and the later part was named in your syllabus as different atom models. Okay, this was the topic in your syllabus. So the two topics we have completed. If you have any question with this these two classes or three classes. Question. You don't have any question, you already told.
Sir, where I get the class materials?
In Google Classroom. I will talk to Professor Abdul Jabbar sir. If he allow me to add with him, then I will send through his Google Classroom. Is it okay for you?
Yes, sir.
Or I will talk to your G2. Maybe if it is very late for separating or for creating that division or section of your department, then I will open a Zoom class and I'll send maybe today to you the ID. Please join all of you in that Google ID, and I will send to that Google Classroom. Okay, but if he said that no, it will be done by today or something like this, then you will get the ID for section A and ID for section B separately, and you will also join, and you will get from the Google Classroom also, that one. All the materials you will get from Google Classroom. Okay. And please, because you don't have CR still, so please all of you, whenever you have time, please contact with your department through your coordination group and try to get some information regarding the section, creating the section, or the exam date, for example, city date. Okay. So if it is already fixed and you don't know, then it will be difficult for you to get the proper preparation for the city. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So please discuss whenever you have time. Discuss with your department in through coordination group. Okay. Any more question?
So what will
Okay.
be the question pattern?
Question pattern for city or
The city.
which city? Question pattern, it will be straightforward. We have discussed few topic. Can you topic few names? Can you names few topic? Just topic name. Can you?
Thomson pudding model, Rutherford model, or Bohr's model.
For example, if I give you the question, please discuss the. Can you discuss it? It is the question pattern. Can you discuss or discuss on a straightforward way? Discuss the Thomson's experiment to discover electron, right? To discover electron and his atomic model. Have you understood the question?
Yes, sir.
Do you know the answer now? Most of the answer you know already because you have done the class, right? Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So this kind of straightforward question will come in city, but in midterm it will be modified version, and in final it will be little bit more modified version. Okay.
Sir, what about the mark distribution? I mean,
it's 20 marks. 20 marks. In your final exam, you know that 180 marks and 180 minutes. Do you know this one?
Yes, sir. I mean, how
Okay.
much mark one question will consist of?
It will be according to your time. If it is given time, time is maybe marks is not important here. Time is important. If time is only 10 minutes, then whatever marks given, can you write more? For example, in one question it is given 50 marks, 50 marks, and given 10 minutes. How much you can write only? How much you can write?
Not much actually.
Not much actually. So marks is not important. Again, if I give you another example, 180 marks for final exam, okay, and 3 hours time.
Yes, sir.
For another university, 100 marks for 3 hours time.
Yes, sir.
You are writing 180 marks, and another university writing 100 marks in 3 hours time.
Yes,
Who
sir.
will write more and who will write less?
The one who will get more time.
Right. So both you are getting same time. So both answer will be same actually. Right? More or less same. So this is the concept. Time, you should look at time. Marks is not important.
Okay.
Whatever time is given, you should divide the time with the question, that which question I should give how much, how many minutes. Okay, and then you can complete like this way. In MIST, you will have this different type of marks, but you have to follow that time. This is most important. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe 3 or 4 question will be or 5 question will be. So if there is 5 question, all question will be 4 out of every question will be 4. If I have 4 question, then every question will be 5. If 3 question, then maybe 5 5 10, or maybe 7 7 6, something like this. Marks is not important. You should follow always time for at least MIST exam. Okay.
Understood, sir.
Okay. Any other question? I hope all of you has written the your roll number in Zoom group chat, right? So I am concluding here. Time is almost up, right? Time is actually up. It's 56. So already 6 minutes passed. So please don't write only your name. If you have roll number, please include the roll number also. And it is your duty to write down your roll number whenever you join in class. Don't repeat it. Okay, please don't repeat it. I am requesting you again, please don't repeat. If you write once, that is enough. Okay, time is actually up, so let's conclude here.